All right, so it's, what time is it? It's 6:02. Have quorum, on Zoom, we have Erin, Erica Kind is on Zoom. I think Stacy's gonna join us. In the room we have, I'm gonna do it, Chris Barrett, Allie Houghton, Dan Benjamin, Tanya Walker, and Julian Orsino. Only took me. Start the year right. Sorry, all order. Let's jump right in. Did folks see the meeting minutes? Did not see them. Any comments? Any discussion? No, no, someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes
Second.
from the December 10th meeting.
Erin, are you taking notes or am I taking notes?
I'm taking notes.
Okay. So Chris Barrett made the motion?
Yes.
Yeah. And second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, it's unanimous. Okay. Number 3, review and anticipated votes on, jump right into A is the digital marketing and video opportunities. Just want to say a few things. So I think this is perhaps the 5th meeting that we're actually talking about this. So Ian came in, he did a great presentation. I think we talked about it again. And then maybe this is only 4th. We talked about last month, and now we're talking about it this month. Hey, Stacy.
I'm so sorry.
We're just, no, we're just kicking off. So Stacy Constance has joined us. So I just want to remind folks what that original conversation was. And I said that,
I'm gonna step out.
oh, yes. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. We still have quorum. So the original conversation, and this, I don't think you're on yet. Is Ian's the executive director, he always corrects me, of the Wakefield Community Access TV.
Okay.
And he came to ask, he brought in a proposal where he's got a bunch of folks who could do video for the businesses, and then they could show it on
Yeah.
WCA TV. They could have it on their own TikToks, on their own, Instagram, whatever they want to do. He had asked for $7,500 to do potentially 10 businesses, because he's projecting that it'd be at $750 per video. I sent the proposal on, folks, you get a chance to see, yeah? You get a chance to see it?
Naturally, they're capable of doing that. They have the manpower to do it.
They do. Yeah, he feels comfortable with 10. He figures he can do 10. Did you get a chance to see the proposal?
Hmm?
Did you get a chance to see the proposal from him?
No, I didn't see the proposal, but I got the idea, yeah.
In addition to that, it seems prudent for us to open it up to other businesses, because we don't want to be, if there's a business in town or there's someone, I use the Duffer Brothers and no one knows who I'm talking about. You know who the Duffer Brothers are? All right, so the Duffer Brothers are the guys who
No.
did pretty good things.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right. So let's say, we'll do Steven Spielberg. Let's say someone's uncle is Steven Spielberg, and then they're like, I want Steven Spielberg to do my video and pay him $750 to do it. I think it goes against our charter to say that can't happen. And I can't make a motion, but I would like to maybe propose discussion around allocating either the 7,500 to WCA TV, potentially 10,000 WCA TV, however we think. With the additional expansion of the program, if other businesses come forward, or a business comes forward and says, my cousin Steven Spielberg, I would like him to do it, that we have a mechanism to accommodate that.
How do we vet that, though? Like, you're just gonna let anybody pick who they want if after the
They
fact?
have to meet the same standards of the proposal. So they meet the same standards of the proposal. They have to be viable. I don't know, what's the word you use, Aaron? Viable in the town?
Standing?
Yeah, in
Good
good standing.
standing, yeah, with the town, yeah.
Standing. Yeah, they have to be in good standing. So they have to follow the same rules of the game.
What's their qualification, or we don't care what their qualification is, if they can put together a video that someone is willing to,
Put on their channel.
yeah.
So then the question is, does the money go to the business or does it go to the vendor? I mean, you'd still have to have it be. And that's the question, right? That's sort of the outstanding question.
So the outstanding vendor is what qualifies the vendor to get money from us? You know, big picture, I almost feel like we don't need to vet those things because that's almost micromanaging the production. I mean, obviously, we're comfortable with WCAT. I would be comfortable with giving them 10 to do their videos and allocating, I don't know, an override or a balance for someone who wants to go outside that vendor. So I think we were at a point where we were going to give WCAT, give the being the, you know, the relative word we're going to use, allocate them, you know, 10,000 for the video program. I mean, what's a proper amount for someone who goes outside WCAT?
So we want to allocate to the bucket, because that's how we've been doing this since day one, since the beginning. We've allocated to buckets, right?
Mhm.
So we want to allocate to the bucket. And I think what makes sense about this is it actually sits within the digital marketing program, which Erin's already established,
Right.
right? And Erin, you have like 3 vendors who are already part of that program that you've already vetted?
Yes.
Oh my God, you're all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah,
Okay.
yes, yeah. I just want you guys to decide and yeah, get 3 vendors.
So if we have 3 vendors already vetted, the primary one being WCAT, I don't see any problem allocating an additional 5 to the program.
Keeping it the same $750 per video.
They have to hit the same parameters that WCA TV is hitting. So they can't say, we'll do it, but we'll do it for $2,000, right? It's like you can do it for $750 or. And it's like, in a way, it's a loss leader, right? For if it's potentially a loss leader, where then the company may get their name out there or may get started or. And to your point, you know, if a company's vetted and wants to do it and wants to do it for within the parameters, I don't think we.
Need to manage that beyond they got vetted by
Right.
the town.
Yep. And Aaron, you have 15, I think the number was 15 folks who went through the digital marketing program already and who didn't necessarily get to the point of receiving funds from it? Is that right?
There was probably about like 5 or so, 6 that didn't meet the criteria that we laid out for the original program.
So that's the potential jump off point.
So WCAT would do 10. So like this 7,500.
Yep.
And then we'd have extra run over in case.
Yeah, and if they have more, if they are seeing that they're having folks are knocking down their door to do it, they can also then just go and say, I've got 12. I'm gonna leverage the additional, whatever the number is, right? Like we wouldn't tell them they can't, right? But I just think it behooves us to not say it's only this one vendor, because that kind of flies in the face of sort of what we're trying to do here.
You know, I think that's the office of the whole program, I think, is a big win. You're getting local vendors to do the production. You're getting local businesses to, you know, increase their profile with these videos we're distributing or allowing them to do. I don't know why we need to chat any further. Let's make a motion, get it put to bed and move on to something else additionally is fun.
So we're saying 10 WCAT
Yeah,
and then
booked.
an extra 5 in case.
Into the program. So we could say,
Program is 15 with 10,000 allocated to WCAT.
Okay, my only concern is that the vendor that they would choose, I know with the vetted and all that it would be quality people. That, you know, wouldn't be my next door
But I
neighbor
think
saying,
that
hey.
the judge of quality is the business who's willing to
Right.
put this on their channel, not us.
Okay.
I mean, what you feel comfortable putting out on your company channel
Yeah.
might be different than someone who has a little mom and pop place that they just want their name to be out there because it's two of them and they're opening up a muffin shop on the corner of Albion Street and they want to get something on their channel.
Mhm. Okay.
I don't think it's, if we've got vetted vendors, whatever they feel comfortable putting out, I think is viable from our end.
So would I be only outside of WCAT, would the only other vendors be those three that helped us with the digital marketing?
I think so, but it's, I guess if someone has another vendor, you'd have to vet them,
Okay.
or however you vetted the other vendors,
Yeah.
but
How did you vet the first three?
Um,
Chris.
well, I reached out to local, I sent emails to all businesses or through Google searches, the businesses that offer those types of services that we were looking for the digital marketing. And then I had interviews with them and talked about what I was looking for, and that's how they were chosen. And then the woman in Wilmington I used prior, and I know she's done it for a lot of other municipalities, that type of work. So that's how that was chosen. The one thing I'll say is I believe two out of the three we use for the digital marketing, they don't do video production. So it's just one, I believe, that does video production. They do the storytelling piece, but they don't do the actual. And I don't want to speak for them, but then they would be outsiding that work. Again, this is getting down to the weeds, but I just wanted you guys to know that.
Are you comfortable enough if a vote is taken tonight on the overall program, the overall bucket, are you comfortable enough to maybe, as you think about this, if you have questions and specific points to bring it back?
Sure. That sounds good.
You're good? Yeah.
we need a motion to allocate $15,000 to the video marketing program bucket, with 10,000 of that directed to WCAT, additional 5 to other vendors that vetted.
Making a motion on the floor,
Seconded.
Tanya second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, Dan, yes? Yeah, Dan, it's unanimous. Right, good stuff. Can we get Ally back?
Yes.
Thanks, Chris. You are also wearing blue.
I was gonna say, I am a little disappointed that the rest of the team doesn't have blue on.
No. Like crazy.
Okay, you do have, you have the right matching star color too.
We can get them in.
Did I get them?
Yeah, you guys didn't send, this is very disappointing.
Right, excellent.
Next.
So moving on to item number B, the Wakefield Employee Support Option. So I've been using, I'm like, how do I word this group? Again, just say a few words. So this, I put this one on, this to me is the one that we've been talking about for a while, the gift cards. Looking at employees who work in Wakefield, who live in Wakefield. And I know the challenge, what I've heard from folks is folks are in support of this idea, but the challenge is around the management piece of it. Yeah. Okay. So I've said a number of times that I look at Galvin School as a consumer generator. Like if they were a company, they would have anywhere from 1,500 up to 5,000 consumers. And if I were a business downtown, I would be trying to figure out how to get those consumers downtown into my business. With the management piece, I was in there, I don't go to school there. I was in there and asked, do they know how many employees they have who live in Wakefield? So they're working in Wakefield, they live in Wakefield. And the assistant who's at the one who works at the front immediately put together a list of 60. There's 60 employees in that location. I then asked Ms. Webb, who's the principal, I said, would you have a mechanism to manage this? If we were able to provide gift cards for the 60 employees, the Wakefield employees who live in Wakefield, would you be willing to manage it? And she said yes, because she thinks this is a great idea. It would incentivize the staff who works there to continue to consume downtown. They actually do right now. We could look at, they can't receive anything above $40. So if we took the 60 employees and provided $40 in gift cards, that's $2,400 to bring into the businesses, either downtown or wherever they do business. And of course, because I always keep thinking, and I went Dolbear, I went the high school, and we've talked about Shaw's. Shaw's also has about 60 employees. And if Dolbear had about 60 and the high school had about 60 and Shaw's, the manager there has told me they have about 60, that's 240 employees. And if we did the same thing for, I have my math and I forget it, is it 10 grand? Which to me is a pretty significant value proposition.
I just have the question, because originally when we were talking about people that were in need.
Mm.
So how are we determining that, or we're just giving gift cards?
So the whole in need is a challenge. So looking at our charter, we're supposed to be helping employees, right?
Mhm.
So there was no comment about in need. So I didn't focus on that piece. I focused on works in Wakefield, lives in Wakefield,
Yeah.
businesses in Wakefield.
So you're talking mostly Galvin.
We could use Galvin as a pilot and see how it goes. That's actually what I thought. We could use Galvin. And Galvin is right, I keep thinking Galvin because they're right there.
So I have two thoughts. One is that if I saw my fellow teacher getting a $40 gift card, and just because I don't live in Wakefield, I'd be, hey, what the heck? And the other one is if I'm a high-end teacher, someone's not getting as much money. I don't know. If someone's a high-end teacher, I don't think $40 is going to make a difference.
So if you think about it from the other perspective, you're a business. You're a business and now you have potentially 10 staff. I kept saying staff. You have 10 staff that are coming into your you've got 10 people coming into your business and a potential of an additional $400 coming into your business. Is that going to help you as a business owner? Because I think that's because I've heard you all and I keep thinking the other way, but this is bringing consumers into
Turn off.
press a button. Aaron, the thing's saying idle TV powered, press a button.
What's it saying?
It's saying the TV's gonna turn off. Do we need to press- do I just
um,
move stuff?
yeah, see if that does anything.
Hit view?
Are you still seeing the Zoom options? Can you see me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's this one? This one?
Yeah. Never seen that before. I apologize.
No worries. We'll see if it shuts. If it shuts off, shut it back on.
So sorry,
I
what
don't-
is it saying? I'll look it up real quick.
I need idle TV power off. TV will soon turn off by idle. Oh, where's the remote? Is there a remote?
There should be one up at the front.
I can't read this.
What type of TV is it?
It's yeah, it's big. Look, Ella, you got it? Is that the?
I couldn't help it.
All right, just see what happens.
Sorry, I interrupted your train of thought.
Noise. So I always think of it from the business perspective, that if I'm a business owner and I potentially can have 10 folks come into my business and spend $400 in my business, I'm all for it. And I look at the Galvin as a potential consumer generator, not necessarily as what they're doing there, because they are working in Wakefield. They do live in Wakefield. That was my.
Oh, and there goes.
When-
Well, I can still see.
Oh.
Yeah, we-
well,
Can you see us?
Yeah, not
And
anymore.
it's still-
I
and
think you
it's still
turned
being
off.
recorded, so.
Did you turn off the video?
Oh. Did not.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Yay.
Oh, there it
Nice.
is.
So we will not be the vendors doing the video for people, guys.
Thank goodness.
I mean, if you're doing it gift card style, then it's not even like the potential of $400. It's guaranteed because you're buying the gift cards ahead of time. So they've gotten the cash in hand,
Right.
businesses. And now it's, I would say, like the added potential of someone who may not have gone there before now has like a new potential new customer base.
So
So it's a benefit.
in this program, we'd go to, so talk about a former employee, we go to Rise and Shine and buy 10 gift cards at $20 a piece and put them at the front desk at the Galvin, and
Handle it, yeah.
should someone that is an employee there, then that may get around what you were concerned about. Come down and say, hey, maybe it's a weekly, you can have one a week. If someone is in the Galvin and doesn't need or will use it, then they're not gonna come down and pick one up. If it's someone in the Galvin that wants to go there to that business, they'll pick one up. Maybe we limit it to 1 week, you can pick one up. But I don't know, if you're an employee there at a Wakefield business, maybe you don't need the second tier of qualification, meaning that you have to live here. But if you're an employee at that business and we've already had the business, i.e. the school or Shaw's, buy these cards at different places, then the employee can pick one up and go to, Dunkin' Donuts, go to McDonald's, go to, Sabatino's and spend that money there. We've bought the cards and the school is distributing them to their employees.
And again, because Galvin to me is such a huge, like it could be the smaller businesses, but then that's harder to manage. Whatever.
I just had a quick question. How do you decide? Because if someone calls me like, why wasn't my business? Why didn't you buy gift cards for my business? How do you
Yeah,
handle that?
no, that's fluid and valid. Which goes back to, do you just make them gift cards?
But you're still
And-
buying the gift cards, and how are you
Why don't we
choosing?
does that happen? I mean, we could then buy gift cards from their business.
And I think we just have to be sure of our policy on how they get given out, because I could see
Mm-hmm.
that being a problem too with people, and Aaron getting calls on that of, how was this decided? Why did this school get them and this one didn't? And so I just think we need to,
Well, that would be eliminated if it was just a straight cash card. A gift card for, like a Visa gift card.
So
But
But
then
then
you're
you-
not supporting any small
That's
business.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not supporting the businesses.
They could use it anywhere. Yeah.
So there's no perfect answer to put this money on the street. And, I keep thinking we're running out of runway. And I would like to do some stuff. I think we should get some stuff done to get some money back into some of the businesses in Wakefield. And, having Wakefield residents and or Wakefield employed people, I think that's a good chance to get it spent locally.
So what if we look at it from a different way? Instead of the teachers or staff that work and live in Wakefield, we look at it as like custodial bus drivers, the people who aren't getting paid as much as teachers are, still underpaid, but not getting paid as much.
And they can only do what, 40? Because there's a limit of what are.
Well,
And I mean, I don't know how many there are at each school,
Right.
like. I know I get the emails for Dolbear and they call out the same custodial person all the time. I don't know if he's the only one. But they're always like, hands up to Mr. Whatever for this great job. So it might be a much smaller pool.
So, because we've talked about this for a while and it seems like the same concerns. So the concern that was raised is how do you manage it? So try to address that concern with a very well-respected principal within Wakefield and said, I'll take this on. So are we comfortable with that? That we have someone who's, yeah, okay. So then the next concern is that folks who are not in need are going to get monies and go to local businesses. Because that's where I don't really understand
the money's going to the business per se, not necessarily an individual in need.
that's correct.
So the actual party in need would be the local business.
Correct.
How the money gets there can be from someone who is making a gajillion dollars, but will go spend it locally because they understand the program, or someone who is, sweeping a floor or driving a bus or, holding up a sign at a crosswalk.
People are super nice.
I mean, is there a way we could do it that would almost be like a recognition program? So like, maybe the principals at each school submit so many names from their school that they want to recognize, and we give gift cards to local businesses. I'm just trying to do devil's advocate of if somebody says, well, why can't I get one? Or why did these people get them and they didn't? I could just see that being a problem somehow.
So not to speak for her. Because I did bring this up. I actually brought this up with Ms. Webb and said, is it going to be an issue? I thought with the being from Wakefield. And she said, don't worry about it. She said, I got it. Don't worry about it. If she came back and said, this was wildly successful, we've run out, everyone's been downtown, everyone's gone off to, I always say it wrong. Methalab?
Meltharp.
Thank you. Meltharp. We had a big ice cream thing. It was amazing. Can we expand this? I mean, I think you said, when I manage projects, first thing I always write on the board is the goal is not perfection. That's the first thing I always write because we can get into analysis paralysis. And again, the way we've always done this is we've funded the bucket. Do we feel comfortable enough with the bucket to fund it and then work these things out? Or is that issue the one thing that you're like, I can't support this?
I have no problem with the money. I have no problem at all. I just think that the management of it and the fairness of it has to be worked out.
Can I ask, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You just had me thinking, what if Aaron put out a thing and said, local businesses, do you want to cater lunch for one of the schools? Pick a school, any school. And Slice says yes, and we give Slice $1,000 and they, and if we get 10 businesses, Melitharbs brings ice cream, somebody brings coffee, you know what I mean? And that way it's not like you get a gift card, you don't get a gift card. You live in Wakefield, you don't live in Wakefield. Because the mission is supporting getting this money into the hands of our small business. And I'm reluctant to the issue that somebody said of like, why your business and not your business? So if Aaron opens it up to everybody and only 5 businesses raise their hand and say, I'd love to do that, then it's kind of a self-selected process.
So the one point that I also think is important to keep in mind is we have yet to support employees, and that's part of our charter. We have to support employees. And the one thing we don't want to do, and Erin, I'm assuming your hand's not new up, it was up from before?
No, it's newly up, but I'll let you guys I have just input, but I want you guys to talk it through.
I heard D loud clear last time, so that the goal is to not add to, I forget the words that she used. We don't want to add
Burden.
Thank you.
Oh, on staff, on town staff.
Right.
Yeah.
So this, to me, was a way of, it's not, we have someone who's willing to manage it. It is, it could be a pilot program. I love that idea.
You know, I
Yeah.
like,
And it
I'm
really,
just trying, like, there's a
No, I
lot
like
of
that.
concerns about fairness and transparency and stuff, and I'm just, well,
why don't
you
we,
just said, made me think, and every now and then, like when my kids were at Dole Bear, somebody would, everybody, it was like a potluck, everybody dropped something off and you'd have lunch on Teacher Appreciation Day, but it was like a volunteer thing.
they do that with the PTO.
And the teachers love it. They love it.
Yes. So the staff, I'm gonna keep saying staff. So my understanding is the staff does go out into the local businesses and they have favorite haunts. And that things are tight right now. Things are tight for a lot of people. I don't know who's working in the school, who's making so much money that a little bit wouldn't help, or any of us. But the goal was sort of to show employees within Wakefield, maybe in a pilot program, that, there's an incentive here, it's an incentive to consume within Wakefield, and it was an opportunity to tie that in with local businesses.
I do like your idea where the business would get advantage of it and you bring it into the staff and the staff would be, appreciative of that.
It's easier on us too, right?
And don't,
Here, you
yeah, we
can
have
bring pizza.
West
Oh,
You put
well,
it on there.
I guess,
plus schools.
yeah,
Plus the middle.
six schools, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold up. Erin, go ahead.
So I'm just going to add just some insight, on this. I think something else to be mindful, we're just talking about Galvin and maybe opening it up to schools, but also in any type of studies I've done or been part of, the big thing is how do we attract some of our employees from our office parks to shop and dine downtown. And so I'm struggling with, and again, this is just something for you guys to think through, is how you just do the Galvin and don't support some of these other office buildings where they have employees that were looking to, shop and dine in our community. So that's one thought I had. A second thought I had too, in a way to support employees, is some form of training that maybe we could partner with like the Metro North Career Center or something like that, where the money, I don't know, the conversation hasn't been had, but with them to do trainings for small business employees when it comes to kind of soft training, employees, customer service. And I just wanted to throw that idea to think about, as well as just so something else to think about, because I know it seems like this conversation just keeps going on.
So the reason why, again, to me, and since we've started, I've talked about the Alvin as they've got a ton of consumers, and the fact that they're a school, there's a ton of consumers there. The issue that was raised is the management piece. So this to me seemed like a no-brainer. We could pilot it. We could reach out to the larger, I like that. We could reach out to the other places. But it would then be a conversation around how does that get managed? Everyone I talk to loves this idea. Everyone but us seems to love this idea. So I struggle with, it seems like we work really, really hard sometimes to get to the answer of no. And I struggle with, I'm gonna be candid, I struggle with that. I do. So does this get pushed off to another meeting?
What was the total amount for this program? 10,000?
So it would start, they have 60 employees.
So it was 960 with your $40 cards.
So 60 employees, $40, that's. How much? 2,400. 4 times 6 is 24.
Sorry, 60 employees times $40.
Yeah, it's $2,400.
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw out there. I do like your idea. I think the gift cards as a restaurant owner is easier to execute. I just get some orders that come in. I get the cash in hand first, and then I just get to deal with people rather than coordinating a catering order for different dietary restrictions. And that's also limiting to just people who have food businesses. It doesn't include
Right,
like,
that's true.
Yeah, the pop-up.
True.
Not that catering, I do catering, it's just work. I'd rather just get all my money.
So are we putting it off for another time or killing it? What are we doing?
I just think putting it just with the Galvin, teachers talk, staff
Well,
talks.
so I thought we also talked about going to all the schools.
We could, again, so I'll
You've got the Galvin
just.
principal who feels comfortable managing this program and handling it
Correct, so
as a pilot for us to try in town.
Right.
I'm comfortable with letting the Galvin principal manage this as a pilot program and see how it works before we, and if someone says, I didn't get mine, it's a pilot program, then we would love to expand it to include your school or your business.
for your business, right?
But also as far as teachers go, we're limiting it right now to teachers that live in Wakefield. Wouldn't we want to open it up to all the teachers and staff because we want to get those people visiting our restaurants and businesses too? And I just think limiting it to those few is gonna cause a problem.
I'm fine with that. Again, the challenges I heard were management and the other challenge I heard was they don't live here. So if we're comfortable opening it up, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, to cover your employee piece, they're an employee here.
I think Ms. Webb would be fine with that. We had a conversation about exactly what you're talking about and she did not seem to think it was an issue.
Feel that, someone that lives in Reading on her way home or his way home might use their $40 somewhere on the way home.
Pick up dinner.
It doesn't,
If that's the way we want to do it, that's great. I was just trying to.
We were gonna-
The challenges that were presented.
if we were into the pilot program, to say, with the Galvin, I wouldn't want to give $10,000 to that.
No, it's 2,400. Or what?
You're talking just the 60 people. The people that live in
A
Wakefield.
$40 card. If you did 20, now it's 120 people.
I don't think we should limit it to just Wakefield's residents. And,
No, I thought we just said employees.
well, we don't know
Also-
how many there are at Galvin. Do
Well,
we know?
it's a pilot program. If 100 people come looking for it and it works out really well, then we can fund additionally.
So to your point, no more than 40. It can be no more. To Stacy's point, it could be whatever the dollar amount is. To Tanya's point and to Erin's point, Erin, we could make it an opt-in. Cause you're like, which businesses would want it? It wouldn't just be. Fleets. We could make it an opt-in. So if businesses wanted to opt into it.
I mean, if you really want to expand it and do something with it and you want to do an opt-in, you go to Edgewater and you say, we've got a program where for, up to $1,000, you can bring in Sabatinos or you can bring in Public Kitchen and they will feed everybody lunch, happy hour, snacks, or something like that. However, you opt into that. And that would, that in essence is Stacy's program. And then we would fund the restaurant $1,000 out of the bucket we put it in.
I'm not a voting member for this, but I will say I have large concerns with how the businesses are chosen to give out gift cards. I've dealt with this.
But to get to additional businesses, that's not a gift card, that's an opt-in to something that
No,
gets.
how we choose where we're getting gift cards from, unless I'm misunderstanding.
Yeah, no, I don't think we can do a gift card specific place, if that seems to be everyone's big concern. It's if the Galvin is managing it and we have $40 gift cards and call it 100 of them. They're gonna get distributed into staff of that facility.
So is it just a generic gift card? I guess what I'm
It's
not
gonna have
understanding.
That
But
doesn't exist.
It doesn't work.
no,
It doesn't
because
work.
then, yeah, I'd have to loop in Jen to create it and I just want it because I will be the one fielding the calls. Why my business wasn't chosen? Why did you not buy one from me?
So can we not have it as an opt-in? So they opt in.
Yeah, they can, but yeah, but that's going to be another management piece.
Right. That's gonna be people responding to Erin and having to do more work and spreadsheets and who wants what and
Does it have to go through you?
I'd have to report back on that, on who else could manage or not manage, who has the capacity to do something like that right now.
Well,
I-
so
I have the-
I guess it's a
I
question.
have the capacity to do it.
The question for the group, how would we decide what gift card, what small businesses? Who do we,
It would be an opt-in, so businesses could say, so you put the program out there, you market the program, and then business comes and said, oh, this is great, I'd love to do this. Okay. I have the capacity to do it.
I'd
how
have to
much
ask
would we
if,
give each business? That's another question. Well, how much would we give each business for gift cards? That'd be another question. Would we give House of Pizza, $100 worth or
During this program, you have 3 weeks to opt in, whoever opts in, then you look at the dollar amount and you divide it. So it's fair.
I think it has to be equal.
if you don't mind, if I could bring this back to ask about the management piece of it, Julianne, if you could do that.
Yeah, I can do it.
No, I don't know, like I'm saying legally, I don't know like how that all,
Employees, aren't we? We're unpaid employees.
okay, I'm just, okay.
No, go ahead and ask, no problem, but I'm just saying that we're on, that's fine.
But let's remember what we just feel like is a good working parameter, because I feel like in a month, I personally will forget what we got close to agreeing on.
I mean,
Like, I guess it's recorded. You can go back and watch the thing.
I don't have a hard stop. I get it at 7.
Did we just get tabled?
I don't know. The management, I can handle the management piece. If you want to find out, I mean, when I was in Malden, our group put together the application process. We managed over $4 million. We did 25 projects. It's really what committees and councils are supposed to do. I have no problem being the management piece. I can let you know how it's going, no problem. But if you want to check with Dee, that's fine.
I personally would feel more comfortable with that, but
Are we at the point of, because I think we've come full circle. Do we want to do a pilot? Do we want to put the money in the bucket?
I think yes, but pending Erin's getting approval on it.
That I can manage it?
Yeah.
I can manage it. I know that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Do you want to make a motion?
Yes. 2,400. Motion for 2,400 in this pilot program at the Galvin.
Second that.
Did you want to add the piece pending?
Pending Erin's checking with someone if Julianne is allowed to manage this program.
If the EDC is, yeah, okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Second still stands.
Tanya made the motion, Chris second. Favor?
I can't just do it for Wakefield residents. I just
I
can't.
don't
do
think
it for
we're,
60
that's off the table.
That's off the table.
So do you want to amend?
We're still giving 60 $40 gift cards.
Yes.
Thought we called it employees.
Yeah,
Please.
just employees, general employees of the school.
Yes, and it's up to 40. You can't go over 40, so it could be potentially.
And how many employees are at the Galvin? We don't know yet.
So we would go to this. The motion is $2,400, so whenever we hit the $2,400. Would you be interested in amending your motion to say all employees and not to exceed?
Yes, okay. Motion to put $2,400 in a bucket for a pilot program at the Galvin for all the employees who work there, with no one getting a gift card higher than $40, but everyone getting equal amounts, however much that turns into, depending on the number of employees they have, pending Erin's getting approval that we're allowed to do this and manage the program.
We're allowed to manage a program, right?
Just one more question, and maybe Stacy, you may or may not know. Where we're giving something to the school, would that have to go through the school committee?
Well, did the principal, I'm assuming that the $40 didn't come out of the Clear Blue Sky. Is that like a gift cap that the principal said?
Your town employees can't accept more than X amount of money
Right.
as a gift.
I actually thought it was 50, so this is $10 less.
Right. And it might be 20.
It's actually $49.99.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I have a friend who's a public school teacher, and when I was like getting my teacher's gift ready for the first time, she was like, heads up.
$49.99.
Huh.
So this is $10 less. We're
And
safe.
accept,
At the most, and it might be $20, right?
But they,
You know what, in the
Yes.
past, during COVID, there had been a donation to the school for gift cards for teachers, and it did have to go to a vote. So I just want
Oh, of
to,
the school committee?
Yes.
Okay.
so it may be because it's one school, it won't. That was town-wide.
Mhm.
So that would be the only other.
So it's use of town money.
Yes.
Okay, so this is money that we have sitting, it's not town money, it's,
Well, no, this was a outside donation that went to the town. Are we?
oh, any outside donations have to be approved,
Yes.
like
So
the
would we
library,
be
the library
considered-
gets a gift, we have, like, it gets, town
Yeah.
council has to approve
Would
that.
we be considered that, or because it's moving like from one bucket of the town to the other?
It's one bucket to the other. And it's not just teachers, it's it's all staff.
Right. But any gift to schools usually has to be approved by the school committee. Any money going, and I didn't know if that gift cards count or not. That was just my question.
I mean, I can email chair of the school committee to see, like, describe what we're thinking about doing. So I guess it's another, like, a footnote within the motion. Okay. I don't know the answer. I will email him.
You have to amend.
again,
Well, you can make a motion to amend it, subject to approval of the
okay,
school committee.
make another motion to amend the first motion that this is subject to approval from the school committee.
Find out if.
If necessary, if
If
necessary,
necessary,
they might say, no, we don't need to do that
correct.
because of where the funding flow is.
No,
Oh,
yep.
We're still at 2,400?
Yes, unless, yeah.
I thought it was 24,000.
uh-huh.
I'd say no.
All right, so. There's a motion on the table. Someone has a second? Chris is seconding. In favor? And
Um, no higher than 2,400. That's
it's the motion on the table.
to try it out.
As a. Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Give it a try.
Yeah. I just was giving you a moment.
Okay, 2,400, yeah.
Yes, unanimous. Thanks, folks. Okay, we got one more. 3C, veterans employee opportunities. Again, looking at the charter, we have called out, helping veterans specifically. I asked Dan, if he wouldn't mind being the point person because he's been on the Veterans Affairs to,
Whatever I can do.
yeah, to work with.
Belong to all the veterans organizations, belong to the senior center, which is Dave Mangan, the veteran service officer for the town. So I know them all. So
It's great.
if it comes 4th of July, it's another thing.
And do you want to share what you were given?
I had just, Dave Mangan had told me what the veterans in Wakefield, which are 834, they contribute basically $17 million to the town. Economic development into town. So it's a big group. Getting less and less, but
So I'd asked Dan if you would be the point person to kind of work with the Veterans Affairs to see if there's specific ways that we can help them, their employees, their employers. And then he's graciously agreed
Yeah.
to do that. And because the approach that we have had is to put money in the buckets. Are we interested tonight in maybe looking at putting money in the bucket, or do we want to hear back from Dan?
I love the idea of helping veterans. And maybe we need a little more information first.
So Dan,
Be- Yeah, but I love,
Eddie?
yeah, I love the help.
Mhm.
I think the idea of helping veterans is very,
Any thought, Dan, of needs that we can fill or any of that kind of stuff?
Hey, Dan, Chris is asking a question.
Help me.
Any thoughts of needs for the veterans or their employees that we can fill?
I'm not really sure. It's got it says here, out of the 834, there's 27 that are unemployed.
Yeah.
Working 374, retired basically half, 434.
So Aaron, your training program, do they is it targeted, or is it anyone who's unemployed? Is this something that we could maybe leverage with the veterans?
What training program? The one that I mentioned before?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's something I could look more into. The program I initially was thinking would be supporting people that are already employed to help at their business that they work at with the business owner, but something I can look and see if other communities have done any trainings.
Yeah.
I know
Dan, it
that-
would be
sorry,
great.
oh,
sorry,
Yeah,
this is Doug. I'm
My
sorry,
brother has joined us.
I'm in the car. What was that number? 834 veterans and how much money? 17 million? Is that what
17
we said?
million.
Yeah, 834.
17 million.
So the veterans give $20,000 per in terms of economic impact, with 400, half of them retired and 20 of them unemployed. Like, how'd you come up with that 17 million?
Who did this come from? Who did
This
these,
comes from Dave Mangan, who's the Veteran Service Officer for Wakefield.
did you hear that, Doug?
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, I heard that that's where it came from. I'm just not sure I believe the number.
So what we don't know is if there's veterans who are running some mid-tier companies in Wakefield. Like, that would be my guess, is that we have some veterans running some mid-tier companies, and that's where the number is coming from.
Yeah, I mean, I'm for this as well. I mean, I hear, by the way, 24 out of 830 is a pretty low unemployment rate. I'm confused as to, like, what's the plan to do here? What are you hoping to give them?
So our plan is Dan now has homework. And he's gonna come back to us after he's gonna be on point with the Veterans Affairs and the veterans groups to ask them if there's a way that we can help them from an employee perspective, from an employer perspective, and then he's gonna bring those ideas back to the council.
Yeah.
Do I have that right?
Sounds like a plan.
A Veteran Service Officer works for the town of Wakefield too, so he's both. He's employed by the town. He's a veteran.
And if he's interested in coming and speaking with us, I'm happy to put him on the agenda.
Yeah, probably glad to. You know Dave.
Mhm.
He's a talker.
mhm.
Do I have any more questions, comments?
No, I think I'm good. I'll go off mic now, so I'll mute so that you guys don't have to hear whatever the rumbling is.
Okay, so we're gonna bring this one, we'll table this one, and then hopefully I'm sure we'll get some great ideas and can work with that.
Do we want to bring Dave Magnet in?
Next time.
Yeah.
You're gonna ask him, right? If he wants to come, you're gonna ask Dave if he wants to come in.
Next meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that public participation, limited time period for?
Well, he could be an invited guest,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And that way we could give him however much time he wants.
You'll bring a complete PowerPoint to him.
Oh, no, that's okay.
I got you. We'll put him at the end. We will kindly ask the because we have a lot of work to do that anyone speaking, anybody that's been mindful with that. It's a little before 7. Number 4, did folks get a chance to look at the charter? Yeah. Yeah. Do you feel like we're tracking to it? The one thing, and did I put for next year? Yeah, and the 2026 goals. My personal hope for next year is that we get to be a little bit more strategic and maybe talking more about how we, bring, again, the mid-tier or the larger businesses back into Wakefield. I did a little bit of research, and from my numbers, that's what we lost. We lost sort of the mid-tier from our commercial tax base. Does anyone else have any goals for next year for the council?
Do you have any word on Brothers? What's going on there? Anybody interested in that building or the business?
They have a new broker that I met at an event. So, I mean,
Yeah.
they're actively marketing the space.
It was a place where everybody met for meetings, so that was, I got a 4th of July meeting coming up, I think Saturday.
No.
Used to meet at Brothers. Now it's, I think, Inspire Cafe.
Yeah.
Which is give economic development to them also.
I guess my only point would be to reach out to some of the larger businesses in town, find out how we can engage Edgewater or some of the other entities like that. And I guess that goes back to the Wakefield marketing program.
And any goals for next year? Or this year? It's this year.
This year, geez. I would agree, reaching out to more of the larger businesses or checking to see if maybe we could entice other businesses to come to Wakefield.
Alan?
I'd like to start researching some grants that are out there that we can utilize, because once we're at ARPA funds, we need to find other funding mechanisms.
He's looking for meeting places.
Yeah, I second attracting new businesses here.
Okay. Erin, anything? Anything, any of your goal next that you want us to focus on?
Yeah, I mean, I think implementing, like you said, the marketing and PR campaign to attract not only large businesses, but small, medium, to our vacant, seeing what's vacant out there. Also just continuing to build those relationships with the brokers and property owners that already exist or looking to expand. And then also targeting kind of our commercial nodes and how to look at that from a planning and zoning perspective to drive more economic development.
I was going to say, I was looking at the charter and maybe. Oh, yeah. Mentoring prospective new businesses, just like if there's opportunities to work more hands-on with someone who like develop a program where we can like help.
A program, a mentoring program?
Correct.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be totally cool. Great. Okay. Good stuff. Number 5, Erin, do you have any updates you want to share?
Yeah, I'll just give an overview real quick. There's going to be an ARPA presentation on Monday discussing funds, and I just wanted to kind of get this group up to speed on where we are and what's been committed. At this point, we've spent around 400,000, around $436,000 with about another $437 committed for the next year, which brings us to $873,000 being committed. That includes the marketing and PR, as well as a pop-up. The creative arts and special events money has been committed through award letters. And so I know, when you see that 436,000 for the year, we're on track to be spending another 437. Again, that could change depending on round 2 of facade and sign and people not using the money. That's the biggest one I could see that number kind of changing. But everything else, I can see us spending all the money. So I just wanted to let this group know. The last quarter, I apologize, quarter three of 2025, we spent a lot of the programs, we spent a good amount of money. The facade and sign program, we closed out most of the projects, so those payments went out, and also started round two. And so award letters have gone out for that. And so those projects are moving forward. They have until next spring to complete their project. And then for digital marketing, that's been closed out. We've discussed that. Still had some last minute payments in Q3 there. And then the marketing and PR campaign is moving along nicely. We have the comps for the website, which is the starting point for all other marketing collateral and PR. And so we've been working closely with Sperling. Me and Jen having meetings like every other week with them, and Dee, if she's available, to talk about that. And so hopefully I'll have some good news and be pushing that out soon. The market assessment, that's been closed up, and then Project Pop-Up, I know they're getting hoping for a targeted open date for the other space at the end of this month. So a lot of great things are moving along, and I think we have about 53,000 after the programs tonight, about future remaining ARPA funds that would be available. And so, might not feel like we're in good shape, but I think we're all moving in the right direction. That's my update. And I guess one other thing is the Massachusetts Vacant Storefront Program is a program I think I've brought up to this group before. It offers tax credits to businesses that occupy a vacant storefront in a district that we, being the town, allocates as a vacant storefront district. And it's something that I will be looking into over the next couple of months to see if it makes sense to apply for those tax credit incentives for some of our developments that are available.
Thank you. When you say it's committed, are there signed contracts? What does it mean to say it's committed?
There's assigned award letters for facade and sign program. So they've gone out. Sperling, the contract signed, so that money's going out. Hold on, I lost my spreadsheet. The pop-up, that money's been, that contract has been signed for that money. So facade and sign, award letters,
So like,
yeah.
so like the concern around the facade pieces. So do they have signed contracts with you? I'm just trying to understand how that.
They're agreements. I wouldn't call them contracts so much. They're more like you've been allocated this amount of money, and you have until I think June 1st, 2026 to send me in all your reimbursements. And so some people have already done the work, and the reimbursements are going to start happening. And then other ones like the same that happened last time, they ended up not doing the work. But I have gotten agreement letters back from a good chunk of the people.
I'm just trying to get a handle on committed. So committed money is signed agreements. Do you know what percentage of that is facade and sign money? Is it 80% of that?
No,
20?
it is probably, well, let me pull it. Math isn't my strong point. It is,
Can I ask Chris for clarification? Are you saying what's the percentage of committed from the money that's been,
That the 477 that's quote committed,
yeah,
how much of that 477 is signed facade commitment signed letters?
34%.
Pending someone doing the work and sending us receipts.
At this current time, it's 34%, but I have a few invoices that need to go out, so that number will be going, or I'm sorry, payments that need to go out, so that number will be going down.
So 130, that's committed to sign facade. How do you feel about the next round?
It's hard to predict. I think if I had to look at my spreadsheet right now, I'd say right now I probably have 4 or 5 people that can be paid out. I'm just in a backlog right now. I was on vacation. So if I had to guess, I'd say maybe 2 or 3 won't do it, but that's really hard to predict.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you.
You're welcome. And again, something to keep in mind, a lot of times I found I put that threshold for 50% and people do end up doing less. And so the invoices are less then. And that's just how the program was set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to be reading your mind, but that's because if we hit June and we have 80 grand that we need to reallocate, there's no runway. Is that where you're going?
Mhm.
That's where I'm going. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. The good news is the contract signed with the marketing PR, so 150 is definitely. And can you ask them, is it possible to ask them for an invoice? I worked in PR. Who else worked in PR? Somebody else here did. It's billable.
I'll be honest, I'm not comfortable sending money ahead of time without the work being completed.
But it's billable hours, so you send
I
it as a
get
retainer.
monthly invoices.
Yeah, so the concern, and I'm gonna push on this a little bit, the concern is when you actually look at the accounting, we're at 44% out the door. And I understand what you're saying. But it's an option to do a retainer because they're just gonna bill against the retainer, and then they could still send you their monthly bill numbers. It's just a thought, because then you could potentially do whatever, 50 grand out the door, they bill against 50 grand, and then looking at their milestone billing, I don't know if this is how it is. It should be product March 1st, reviewable product June 1st, final product September 1st, because looking at, and again, I'm doing the project management thing, looking at the timeline, it's so short. It would get it out the door. They're gonna bill against it anyhow because it's billable hours. They're not buying materials. It's just a thought. You might want to consider. It's something to
Thank you.
consider. Yeah.
And that's what I have.
What's that? That's all you have?
That's what I have. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So number 6 is town council liaison. You have anything you want to bring?
No, my understanding though, Aaron, I heard just right before I came here, I think that the presentation to town council on the report that you just mentioned is being pushed to the second meeting in January. So, but I just heard from Sherry, so to
Oh, no, yeah.
TB confirmed.
From my understanding, I think it may just be like an overall ARPA presentation and it'll just be a small snippet.
Okay. We'll figure the schedule out between now and Monday night at 7:00.
And I think the EDC is on the agenda.
I think so.
Yeah.
But again, that was my understanding that got pushed to the second meeting in January, but we'll be here tomorrow. This was literally like as I was coming out the door.
Okay, very good, very good.
Sure, we'll finalize it tomorrow and all will hear together.
Okay, very good. Stacy, you don't have anything for? No, besides that, thank you for that.
Nope.
Doug, you still on the phone?
Somebody's there.
Yeah, I'm still here. I
you
don't
have
have
any-
anything for you.
You don't have anything? Okay, very good. All right, so do we want to do next month? The Thursdays still work for folks?
Yeah.
The 12th? Or the one before? The 5th or the 12th?
Either's fine for me.
Either. Good. Erin, do you have a preference?
Sorry, I
Correct.
never realized if I'm on mute or not. No, either one should be fine.
Do you want to do the 5th?
Yeah, sure.
Thursday, February 5th, 6:00.
Uh,
Uh-oh. Does this not work for you,
Yeah.
Doug? Is this day and time a bad day and time for you?
Thursdays are generally not great. The 5th, I'm in Austin, Texas, so I probably won't. But again, I mean, I'm your liaison, so it's
fine
not
for
like
me.
I'm officially on the thing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Motion to adjourn,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
second? Natalie, second. All in favor? Aye. Unanimous. Thanks, everyone.